When you first log into Artale, you'll get thrown into the character creation screen. You can roll the dice, but you can't change your character's appearance. But there is still a way to change your look from outside of the game. You can also only have one character per account. At the character selection screen, you'll start seeing other characters get stacked up behind yours. This is your first introduction to this game's jankiness. After loading into the game, you get that old school vibe that you're looking for. However, if you're familiar with old school Maple, there's a few things that you're going to notice are off. First of all, you can do a glitch on a ladder or rope by spamming left and right while holding up. This lets you climb faster. The inventory screen looks giant and also has other visual differences. And rather than having limited inventory slots per tab, it appears that now you can carry up to 100 items across the entire inventory. The combat feels pretty good. One thing I noticed immediately was that the loot falls at a much quicker speed than normally. Also, you now auto loot items as you walk over them, so you don't need to hold down Z anymore. Sometimes when you load into areas, the background will be just black temporarily. Not that big of a deal. For some reason you can't drop items from your inventory, they just get discarded. But you can still trade and sell items to other players. They actually have added an auction house feature into the game as well. Every once in a while, something called a rune will appear in your map. After you activate it, a combination of buttons will pop up on screen that you have to copy. After successfully doing that, you'll randomly receive a temporary small attack, XP, or drop buff. Changing channels is a bit unsmooth. You'll have to log back in once you change channels, and if the channel is full, then it takes you out of the game and you have to relaunch it. Spawn rates for some enemies seem to be buffed. For example, in Hennessy's Hunting Ground 1, the orange and green mushroom have a very high spawn rate, while the slimes and snails barely spawn at all. Your immersion may be ruined by people playing as random PNG pictures, or wearing other crazy outfits, like this guy with a shark on his head for example. Or you could even be a bucket of fried chicken. You can glitch kerning PQ to give multiple rewards by spamming the NPC at the end, which doesn't seem very balanced. On this Wikipedia page, you can see most of the custom changes in Artale. There's many custom balance changes to the jobs in this server, some being buffed and some nerfed. I'll put a link to it in the description so that you can go through it on your own and see all the changes for yourself. One thing that stuck out to me is a section that's critiquing Artale, pointing out how many things are different compared to pre-Big Bang Maple. And as a result of all the changes and jankiness, when Maple Land came out in Korea, most players moved there and the Artale server was abandoned. If you've played Maple Land before, you understand why that is. There's a very noticeable difference between the servers in quality and how true they stay to the original. Basically, Artale is very hot at the moment because it's all we have, and, well, it's just good enough to satisfy the old Maple itch. Despite all of that, I myself have been playing Artale and honestly been enjoying it so far. Once you start getting into the groove, you stop noticing all these things that are wrong with it. The core gameplay loop is still mostly the same and training feels fun and satisfying. Quests work, PQs work, the world feels alive with players, and overall it's been a good experience. The 2x XP also makes it feel like less of a commitment if you're on the fence about it. I'm guessing if something better comes out, most players will switch just like what happened in Korea. But until then, I'd say that Artale gets the job done. I feel like that covers most of what you should know about what's going on in the Maple scene right now. So thanks for watching and I'll see y'all in game. Maybe.